Welcome to our podcast. This is Nidia,
Hi, beauties. This is Stephanie.
and we're here in another episode of our unnamed podcast. I brought my cafecito in my Mexican cup,
I love
and
that cup, girl.
right?
Hmm
Oh, San Antonio has the best clay. What do you call them? Plates, cups, dishes.
Yeah, there's a store I saw on TikTok and that I want to go look at. I think it's one that just opened up, but it looks kind of like a warehouse where it's full of like the clay. Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to go
I,
because I
I,
want like big plates for
girl.
the menudo.
Mm,
Yes,
yes,
that's the one
yes.
thing that I'm missing. Big,
Yeah.
deep bowls for menudo.
I'll find it and I'll send it to you.
Yes. I want to say that I'm very proud of my brother who's graduating from his master's, and he is 46 years old. He'll be 46 in December.
Hey, love
Um,
it.
yes, and
Wow.
now he's like he finished his college degree a couple years ago. Now he's finishing his master's. And I was just talking to my dad, and he's like, no, he wants to keep going. He wants to get a doctorate. And I'm like,
What?
yes, that's so crazy to me. Like, I grew up with him with all these issues, and like to finally see him, you know, um, having his own life.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Wow, I
Yeah.
can't imagine what that feels like for you as his sister, but also just for him, right?
Right.
Because
Ah,
that's awesome. I think we should bring him on in a future episode. That'd be
yes. That
cool.
was awesome.
That'd be cool. Just to kind of hear your take on it and his take on it I
Too.
love to celebrate anybody who gets their education. But when it's a person of color, especially somebody who has been through the trenches, right? That basically was written off, to see them doing it, the cheers are just louder. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Okay, let's talk. Today's topic: always being the caretaker, always being the one to do everything for everybody, but never asking for help, especially Latina culture. If you're the oldest, that's
Oh,
it.
yeah. I have this book, Silence in the South. It's like a 90s book, and that's exactly what it talks about. We stop asking for what we need, we stop
Yeah,
asking for help, right? But it often comes from our experiences in the past.
yeah,
Who was the first person that we ever asked help from,
yeah.
right? And how did they respond? Or how many times have we asked for help and we were ignored, or we were told yes, but it never happened? Or our like tiredness was downplayed, right? Or our needs just overall were downplayed.
Always being the caretaker, it's ingrained in women, I feel, right? Do
Mhm.
you feel like women of color, Latina, Black, do you feel that it affects us more?
I think so, in this way, because we're a double minority, right? We're women, we're BIPOC. If
Yeah.
somebody doesn't know what that is Black, Indigenous, and people of color. So not only are we placed in a hierarchy manner in our culture, but also just overall in society. That kind of makes me think of my mom's family, because my mom is one of 10 children. We have, so the oldest is my uncle, and then the second oldest is my aunt. But when we were little, like everybody would be like, we misbehaved. Like, I guess this was more in my grandma's house. But if we misbehaved, they were like, we're gonna tell your tia Lourdes, and you better behave.
Ah, uh-huh.
And when your tia comes over, vas a ver cómo te va a ir, right? Like, it was always using that hierarchy of she's the oldest of the tias, right? But
Mm.
also the disciplinarian, which honestly, like, I feel like it caused everybody to relate to my aunt in a different way because we were scared of her, right? We didn't see her as an aunt and my aunt is like very loving and very compassionate, and she helps everybody.
Oh, yeah.
But we saw her as the villain, right? Because that's what we were told if we misbehave.
Interesting. Yeah.
Hmm.
See, and I've never, okay, is that prominent in true Mexican culture? Like in Mexico, where it's like the woman is in charge because I grew up here, right, in the United States, but obviously I'm Hispanic, I'm Latina, I'm figuring out what my roots are. But it was always wait till your dad gets home. Or for those that didn't have a dad around, it was like wait till your tío gets home. It was always the male figure that wait till they got home. But you're saying that it was your tia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and honestly, I mean, that's a good question that you're asking. Because I grew up in Mexico, so I moved here when I was 14. So my whole childhood, right, like not my adolescent years, but like my children, my child
Yeah.
age. I don't know how to describe it.
Like elementary years.
Yes, elementary, middle school years. I lived in Mexico, and yeah, I was scared of my mom, but not of my dad. And I think I said this in our first episode, like I had a really great relationship with my dad. So I may have a different experience that other Latinos may have,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
But I do know that we tend to be daddy's girls,
Yeah.
right? But with mom, like mom is always the disciplinarian with the chancla.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
that's what I think about when I think about the disciplinarian. And the dad is kind of like the last resort, right? Like, oh, you're not gonna listen to me. Just wait till
Yeah.
your dad gets here and you're gonna be in trouble,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is so true because even like with Emily, raising Emily, I know that I am tougher on her than I am on Ethan. And she's told me that before, and people have told me that before. And it's like when I at first I was like, no, I'm not, no, I'm not, no, I'm not. But when I reflect on it and I think about it the way that I am with her, it's because I want her to be a strong woman. I don't want her to be weak. And so it's like I feel like I am tougher on her because just maybe past stuff, right? Like I don't ever want her to be put in a situation. I've seen women that they've never worked, they've never done it, all they do is cater to their husbands. They end up in situations where they're abused, they can't leave. I've been in situations where I couldn't go anywhere, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
it's like culturally sometimes it's women stay home, right? And you take care of the household and the men go and they do the thing. But then it's like, but then they're stuck. If they don't
Right.
have nothing to their name, they're stuck.
Well, not only that, but I also think that even though stay-at-home moms have a lot of time, they don't have enough time to socialize. Like the
Oh, for
time that they
sure.
have is, and this is just me basing it off 4 months of not working, right? So if anybody has a different experience or they want to share how
Yeah.
they've experienced it, they're welcome to do that. This is just me.
Like your take. Yeah.
Yes. But it's like your time is taking the kids to school, bringing them back, making sure that the house is clean, there's food, right? Like running all the
Yeah.
errands. It's like you're the manager of the house,
Yeah.
right? But that doesn't leave you any time to socialize, to make meaningful connections with other people. And one of the things that I see a lot in my practice is women struggling to make relationships with other women.
It is a
And
thing trying to find friendships.
as an adult, it's so hard.
Oh
It's
yeah.
so hard.
I'm like,
Yes.
hello, everybody out there. By the way, I like friends. I want friends. Yeah. But
Yes.
that is so true because it's like while I have connections with people, like I have connections with you, I have Krista, I have everybody's so busy
Right.
running their households and stuff that it's like, you know, it's like I need you to be right next door. I need to like build a neighborhood of like these friends so we could just be like, okay, all the kids, we're gonna all go throw them in that yard and we're all just gonna hang out.
And that's the way that our ancestors used to live, right? Like it was a community where all the moms would take care of all the kids and they would make food, that would make food for everybody,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
But like you just made me even think about space between homes, like where I live, like there's a lot of space in between the houses, right? And that also creates a barrier to get to know your neighbors. Well, especially in Texas, because we have so much land. we can do that unless you're very close to the city, right? Like houses are
Yeah.
more closer together. But I feel like that feeling of isolation feels very big when there's so much space in between you and your neighbor, or like you said, like with your friends. If I were a stay-at-home mom, like that would be so hard, because just going into San Antonio and coming back, I already spent 1 hour driving.
Yeah. Also, just comparing yourself
Hmm.
to others and how others can get things done, and the Pinterest mamas and all this stuff. And kudos to you. You guys, if you could do it, like, hats off to you. But
Right.
it's like, I can't. I can't do it.
Well, and I think we're adding another layer in there, which is our neurodiversity.
Oh, yes.
That
Let's
makes it
throw
even
that in there
harder.
too.
Yeah, like we actually need to get rid of that extra energy that we have. And if we stay
Yeah.
home, like where does that energy go? Like we need to be stimulated mentally. Like when I'm here at home on the weekends, or if I have a week off and I'm just home, I'm constantly listening to podcasts. I'm constantly listening to audiobooks. Like I'm
Mm,
consuming
yes.
something, right?
Yes.
But what really fills my cup is when I go to the office, I see clients, and whatever I learn, right, whatever I heard, apply it, or I can give it to somebody that can be useful. But if I just have all this knowledge, for what,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah, I know. I totally feel that. I started listening to audiobooks too because I love to read. I'm a big reader, but just it wasn't until I got the ADHD diagnosis where I realized, well, shit, no wonder why I'm struggling. Can't even get through the Bible. I can't because my brain starts doop, 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 and I couldn't figure it out. Just like for a while, I lost my passion to read. I love the physical books, right?
mhm.
But I
Me
started
too.
doing, yeah, I love a library. Girl, I love a library. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, I started listening to audiobooks because I figured it was the second best way to get the information in. So
right.
sometimes it's still a little bit spacey, but sometimes I'm like, yeah, okay. Or I have to find the podcast, so you find the ones that are entertaining, right? It's like if you're a not enthusiastic person, you're gonna lose me, right? I need the off the hinges ones, and then I'm like, dude, that oh, okay. You know, your Cirky Monkeys talked to my Cirky Monkeys, and now we got it. And I understood exactly what you just said. So yeah, I think sometimes the podcasts are a little bit better than a book because if it's a book, sometimes the reader is, ugh,
Right. Yeah. The types of podcasts that I are like I like them to be fun, but I like a lot of information.
mm,
Like there's psychiatrist, his YouTube channel is The Healthy Gamer, and he's always like feeding you medical information, right? Like but in a way that is so easy to understand. That's what I like.
okay. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt you couldn't ask for help because you were going
Yes.
to be perceived as weak?
Yes. But I don't think that I think about it that way in that moment. I think about it more like, if I ask for help, then I'm a bother because I should be able to do it by myself.
If I ask somebody to do something and then all of a sudden I feel like it was a bother, I'm like, okay, no, it's okay, I got it. And then it's like I could have to carry in a million things, but because I felt that you were hesitant, even the slightest, I'm just like, no, 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 I got it. And then I'm
Mm.
never gonna ask you like for help again.
You know, I get what you're saying so much, because of that, I had to change the way that I asked.
Ah, okay.
And then I have to say it's okay if you can't,
Hmm.
right? But that's me like not expecting to get the help, and kind of like giving permission to people to say no, um, because the other side of the coin, it's people pleasing,
Hmm.
right? Some people may say yes because they don't know how to say no. But I can definitely identify with what you're saying, that um, if I ask for help and somebody's hesitant, then it's like, oh man, like I just inconvenience somebody. But that's part of what we're talking about, right? Like it's
Yeah.
hard to ask for help, but it's also hard to say no to helping others.
Oh my God, yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
And then we
Why do
end up
you
with
think?
all this scrap of things to do, and then you add the not being able to ask for help, right? Like you're overwhelmed with all the shit that you have to do. Shit, I lost my train of thought. ¿Qué iba a decir?
Come back, train.
Baby, come
Come
back.
back.
You can blame it all on me. That's an ADHD moment.
We love those moments. We love those moments. Let me ask this. Why do you think in our culture it's so common to put the face of like todo está bien, everything's okay?
Oh, because you have to tienes que lavar tus trapitos en tu casa, right? Like you're not gonna tell people what's going on in your house. You keep
Yes.
everything hush hush,
Yes.
especially if you're having issues.
Yes.
And you know, I think this is just my take. Maybe we can research it a little bit and come back to this later. But I think it has to do with you know, going through the colonization. So if you think about it, our communities had to doubt everybody,
Yeah.
right? They couldn't trust anybody
Yeah.
because if they did, then they didn't know if those people were actually working for the colonizers, if they had an alternative motive, right? And so what do? You stay quiet, you don't tell people things because you don't know who's going to betray you.
I like that.
Which it's so harmful, right? Because that's another way that we disconnect from others. It's like with trauma, right? Like the people that you trust the most can be the ones that betrayed you. So when I used to work at a child advocacy center here in San Antonio, I used to work with a lot of, it was like mainly children and their parents who had been abused in any type of way, right? But what I saw is that like the majority of them, it was a relative who hurt them.
Yeah.
Like I remember the worst case that I remember that it still stays with me because I wonder how this person's doing. I think they're doing great. But it still stays with me. And I wonder about a lot of my clients that I don't see anymore. Like, how are they doing? Right. But this person in particular had been molested by their grandfather since they were little. And when I saw them, they were teenagers already, or a teenager already. So, like, you know, you think about that, right? Like grandparents, what do they say? What is that saying? Los papás los crían y los abuelos los malcrían.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So like your grandparents are supposed to be the ones that spoil you, the ones that you know, treat you better than your parents, that want to give you all the love and all the things that you want, right? But when that trust has been violated so much, right? Your boundaries have been crossed so much by the person that you love, it's like, right? Like, who are you going to trust? If this person who's supposed to love you and care for you didn't, then who?
Yeah. No, that makes so much sense. And it's like that's what the saying is. It's like if something happens, it's typically somebody you know, right? If something bad happened to you, the likeliness of it being a stranger, it's typically somebody you know.
And I think that goes also with not asking for help, right? Like I can only rely on myself. So there's like different layers to this.
Well, that it definitely ties into the we don't talk about it culture too, right? Like I think that could be a whole separate topic of like that and how it plays into like abuse, right? Where that comes from. But yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I constantly talk about like on my TikToks, I'll talk about like Uncle Bobby. That's what I call him, Uncle Bobby scenario. And it's like, why are you still taking your kids around Uncle Bobby when you know everybody knows what he does
Hmm.
because he's an uncle, right?
Right. Well, and the hardest part is when and if you decide to share with somebody, not being believed, or being
Absolutely.
believed, but being like, well, we already knew this person was like that, right? And
Yeah.
not doing anything about it, or keeping that family member around without caring for the person that was abused, whether it was a child or they open up as adults,
Yeah.
right? Like that's still hurtful.
Yeah.
And I think it's even more hurtful. I mean, I'm not gonna discount like being a child and receiving this, but as an adult, you have more insight, you have more like a capacity to understand things in a different way,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then when you see that happening, it's like, well, I guess I don't matter enough to family for them to um, protect me
Yeah.
now because they didn't in the past, right? It's like, nope, we're gonna continue to not protect you. Maybe it's not happening anymore, like physically, but emotionally, we're still not protecting you, right?
Yeah. It can definitely feel just lonely,
Mm-hmm.
lonely when there's nobody else. You feel like you can't trust anybody else. If you told somebody else, of course, if you weren't believed. How can we start normalizing asking for help from our families, from our friends, from our circles? How can we, as a culture, finally start saying enough?
I'm gonna use my therapist hat.
Use your therapist hat, and I'm gonna come at it from a personal perspective. Go, girl.
Um, I think one of the things that we have to do is what it's called memory reconciliation.
Okay.
And what that means is we ask for help enough times where we get a good positive response enough times that our brain circuits are rewiring,
Okay.
right? So first, we have to confront the thing that we don't want to do that is uncomfortable. So asking for help. And then have enough experiences that are positive so that our brain can start associating asking for help with positive experiences.
Okay.
And I believe I may have to research this again, but I believe it takes about 2 years of constant work and having enough positive experiences to rewire our brain.
Mm.
It's more plastic or more, we can change it easier when we're younger.
Yeah.
After age 35, it's a little bit harder because everything is, let's say, is set, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and we have less plasticity in our brain, but you can still change it. It's just gonna take a lot more work, and maybe not 2 years, maybe a little bit more.
What give us some examples of questions we can ask, or hey, I need help with this. Should we go to a spouse, somebody trusted, and start with little things? Hey, can you hand me this? Hey, where does it start, like the level? Because what if we just go ask and then we keep getting rejected, right?
Mhm,
So it's a matter of finding a safe person to try it with, so your brain can start. You see, it's not bad. Because even
mhm,
when you're in this, when people, I think some people don't understand is, it's hard to even ask your spouse for
mhm,
help.
mhm.
You're close because you have this mentality of either it being a sign of weakness, whatever it is. So it's like, just to even ask your spouse, the person who loves you, right? It's hard. It's
Yes,
hard.
and sometimes we have to start outside of that circle, right? Outside of our family,
Okay.
because it may be easier to ask outside than it is to ask inside. So I would say that's something to think about, right? Who
Yeah.
do I feel safe with, or who have I had positive experiences
Yeah.
with in the past? And if you're unsure, well, maybe you try it one day with a family member and then one day outside of your family, right?
Yeah.
And then you see where did you get the best response. But I'm gonna say it may be harder to do it in your family because that's probably where it started, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I think if you're already in the state of you're feeling low, you're feeling like they're not gonna, nobody helps me anyways. Well, if you go ask your kid is being a fucking shitty teenager that day. Well, of course, they're gonna say no, and that's just gonna affect you even more. You're gonna personalize it more than it just being like your teenager's moody and
Right.
they're just moody. That's just what happens with them, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So I think it is kind of better to step outside of the family, um, unless you have a family that is super supportive and your trauma, your stuff doesn't come from them, you know?
And I think the other thing is our self-esteem and our boundaries,
Mhm.
right? So in order to have good boundaries, we have to have good self-esteem.
Yeah.
And the boundaries, I don't mean just like saying no, I mean what we call containing boundaries,
Yes.
right? So I'm going to keep what's inside of me that it's not beneficial for you to hear. And
Yes.
what I have to say, I'm going to say it in a way that it's kind, right?
Yes.
Um, and not harsh.
Yeah.
But also, I'm going to have boundaries in the way that I'm going to be prepared for disappointment, right? I'm not going to expect people to say yes the first time I ask for help. And that's not to be pessimistic, it's to not be disappointed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or maybe you will be disappointed, but you will be already prepared for the disappointment, right? So if you're going with, I'm making a no, and that's okay. And if I get a yes, then this is what I'm gonna ask for, right?
Yeah.
Then it's easier to receive the no
Yeah.
than if you
Yeah.
go in expecting to get the help.
I think absolutely, because if we switch it from a therapy perspective to like a personal perspective, right?
Mhm,
So it was the confidence building for me that
mhm,
needed to start.
mhm,
Because when I was in low confidence, your mind is already all these negatives constantly, right? About whatever it is. So the thought of asking for help, even if it was the simplest thing, was hard because my mind was already tell girl, why? They're just gonna tell you no. You're gonna look so stupid. You did right. So it's like it's already attacking itself.
mhm,
When I started my self-love journey, I think it's been probably about 4 years ago now. That's when the healing actually started, and I got to the point where I could start asking for help and being okay if they didn't want to help. Now, I'm not gonna say I'm completely healed from it because I'm not. Sometimes I do still resort to like, oh, and I get frustrated that they didn't help, or I'm like, why didn't they? You know, so you still go down that mindset.
mhm,
But having the self confidence, building the power within myself to be able to understand that their no's isn't a reflection on me. It's not a negative towards me. Their no is, okay, maybe they're busy, Stephanie. They have work to do. Maybe they really aren't feeling well. It has nothing to do with Stephanie, they think you're ugly. Stephanie, they hate you. Stephanie, they don't want to be around you. When I
mhm,
started building that foundation of myself and realizing who I was and where I stood, then it was easier if somebody said, no, I can't. And I was like, oh, it's okay, mamita. It's fine. I got it, you know? And it didn't face me. There wasn't another thought that came into it. But when I didn't have that, when I didn't have that perspective, right? When I didn't have that love and that admiration about myself, right away, somebody's no was internalized. They didn't like me. They didn't they probably didn't even know me, but they didn't like me. They saw something about, they heard something, they whatever. It automatically went. So I think just having that foundation for sure of like knowing where you are, and it's a step. It's like levels to it. I'm still in this journey, right?
mhm.
But I think just getting that little bit of that mustard seed where you can be like, yeah, and you just start building on it, eventually you get to the point where it's like I can ask for help, and if they say no, it's okay. I got it. I got it. I'll go for somebody else. Let me go ask somebody else, because that was a thing too, right? Nydia
Mhm.
said no, so no. John's not going to do it because Nydia said no, right?
Right.
Where it's
Mhm.
like now it's like, okay, Nydia said no. Hey, John, like, can you? Okay, yeah, cool. Before it would have been like, no, that's a second rejection. I don't want the embarrassment of a second one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. No, for sure. Yeah. And Yeah, and I think the other part of self-esteem is understanding that our worth doesn't change, right?
Yes.
With people saying no,
Yes.
or with whatever people think of us, and that there will be people that don't like us, but there
Absolutely.
will also be people who like us and we can make connections with and that we like, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't like everybody either.
Yeah.
Um,
And
but
that's what we don't think about, though.
right,
That's such a good point. We don't think about it. Well, we're in that shame of it all. We don't think, like, Stephanie, you don't like some people too. We just think
exactly.
they don't like me. Why don't they like me? You don't
Right.
see outside of it. Oh,
And
I
that's one
love
of the
that.
things that I tell people in my session, which I know it's hard because it was hard for me as well.
Yeah.
Um, but instead of focusing on, when you meet somebody new, instead of focusing on what are they thinking about me, oh man, like I said something stupid, like they're gonna think that I'm stupid now, right?
Yep.
Focus on how you feel
Yes.
about that person, right? Do I like this person? Do I agree with what they're saying? Do I not? Right? Like, what am I feeling in this interaction?
Yeah.
Because if we focus on that, then we can make better choices for ourselves. But if we're focusing on what they're thinking, then we can move into people pleasing. And then that's when we start doing things that we don't necessarily want to do, but I want to belong. I want to fit in. So I'm going to do this because that's the only way that I can belong. Right.
As we wrap it up, if you could rewrite what strong Latina means, what would it be to you?
Mm-hmm.
If I think about it, when people say, I think because I'm a millennial, I'm gonna come from two different I don't want to say centuries. Is centuries right? I don't fucking know. The first part of me wants to say, okay, if you were a strong Latina, this means that you handle everything by yourself. You don't ask nobody for nothing. You can manage the household, you can manage the kids, you can take care of everything. You don't have sick days. Oh, strong means physically. It also means um, putting yourself on the back burner. Everybody else, and if there's time, that's you, because you speak so highly about them. I need a Hurst. Oh, she's so strong. Oh, she can do everything. Right, right, right. And it becomes this norm of like you feeling you have to go, 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 like in that movie, Encanto, right? That she's constantly, I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it. The new, the new version of me. Um, I want to say that my take on being a strong Latina, still being able, I very much am women empowerment. I am very much like, go be a chingona. If you want to fucking go and do the damn thing, girl, go do the damn thing. Go do it. You want to be the fucking national, go do it. But I also am in a place where I understand that being a strong Latina doesn't mean I have to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to go order my groceries and have them delivered to my doorstep because I can, right? I
Right.
don't have time in my schedule to go to HEB. And for me, gone are the days where I am overwhelming myself with, I have to, I have to, I have to, I have to, because that's just what you do. So I think when I think of strong Latina now, it means a woman who is doing what she wants to do. She can take care of her family if she wants, like that's her thing. She wants to run a business, that's her thing. You do what you want to do. You're self-caring because you need to love into yourself. My
Mm-hmm.
kids are at school. That's my time. I'm gonna go get my nails done because that's the time I have to do it. Before I never did that because I had to do it. And now I'm like, no, I'm gonna order my groceries. I'm gonna go get my nails done while HEB is packing up my groceries. And then when I come home with my pretty nails, my groceries are gonna be there in a while, right?
Right.
It to me, it no longer means having to do it all and nobody knowing that you're not okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
okay. It's okay to not be okay.
I think for me, a strong Latina means I'm able to do things on my own.
Yeah.
I'm able to go after my dreams, my goals. Um, but I also acknowledge the, like, the sensitive part of myself, right? That I guess, like, that soft, um feminine energy. I'm not talking about like being a woman. I'm just talking about like energy, right?
Yeah.
Female energy, nurturing, um, soft, being able to ask for what I need, being able to receive it. Because sometimes people may offer help and we're just like, no, 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 I got it. I got it. Being able to receive the help, even if I'm not asking for it, but if someone's noticing that I need the help and they want to jump in, then allowing that to happen. That's one of the hardest things for me. Like just this Saturday, well, I had a birthday party for
Yeah.
my daughter. You were here. Um, and the first moms that got here, like I was still putting up the decorations. I was still like
Mm,
trying to cut
yeah.
the fruit. And the moms were like, what can I help you with? I was like, no, 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 I got it. Just sit down and relax, right?
Yes.
When I
Yes.
could have been like, sure, you can help me with this, and then I can relax with everybody. So it's that, I think being a strong Latina, it's that balance, right? Being able to do the things that I have to do, go after the things that I want, but also stopping and recognizing when I need help. Um, and I think also, because they're like, I think now, I'm all for women empowerment,
Yeah.
uh, but not when that means that we're gonna put somebody else down, or when that means
Yes.
you're minimizing the role of men in our culture. I think that that's very toxic. That's not relational at all.
Yeah.
We each have our roles in society, and I'm not talking about gender roles. I'm just talking about, like, even in the household, we all have a role. Maybe the one that's in charge of cleaning the kitchen, but my husband, when I'm cleaning the kitchen, he's in charge of putting the kids to bed,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
everybody has a role. And I think that's part of being a strong Latina, understanding the roles, right? And not making it about hierarchy. Men are more than women, or women are more than men.
Yeah.
No, we're all equal, and we all contribute to the benefit of society, or, if we go smaller, to the benefit of the family. So that's a lot of words to say balance.
AKA balance.
Yes.
I asked ChatGPT, I said, give me a closing,
Okay.
something we could say to ourselves and to those that are listening. This is what it said. We grew up hearing échale ganas and aguántate, but it's time to rewrite what strength means in our culture. Strength is saying no, creating boundaries, and taking care of our mental health. That's how we break cycles and honor ourselves.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that good?
Yeah. Yeah.
That one's good.
Oh, and that's so true. We did grow up with échale ganas, aguántate.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not that bad. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
be strong.
Uh-huh.
Hmm. Yeah.
Did that one. Good job, ChatGPT. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna copy and paste and I'm gonna send that one to you, because that one, that I was like, when I read that, I was like, yeah,
that's
absolutely.
beautiful.
It said it perfectly. It said it
Yeah.
perfectly. I'm gonna say she. She. ChatGPT is a she in my house.
She did great.
She did fantastic. She did fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, such a good topic.
Yes. Anybody has thoughts, ideas, or want to let us know, like, hey, can you guys talk about this specific
Yes.
topic, or what do you guys think about this? Definitely leave it in
Yeah.
the comments so
Yeah.
we can do that. Yeah.
Let us know. Definitely let us know what you got from today's video. What does it look like for you? Are you in a space now where you're able to ask for help? If not, why? What do you feel like you need?
Mhm.
Like, what support do you feel like you need? Oh, this is so good.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
good. Yeah, girl. I
Well,
love
thank you for
it.
being with us another day in this fun conversation.
Yes.
So we'll see you in the next one.
Well, we will have a name. We're gonna have a name. By the next podcast, we're gonna have a name. Bye, beauties.
Bye.